Hello, assalamualaikum and good morning guys. So right now we are at
Afamosa.
Afamosa.
So today we will explore more information about Afamosa and St. Paul Hill. So stay tuned.
Welcome to Kota Afamosa. Afamosa is a must-visit tourist spot in Malacca. This is the historical site that holds great significance because it is one of the oldest surviving European architectural remains in Southeast Asia. Afamosa was a Portuguese fortress built in Malacca. The meaning of Afamosa is the famous in Portuguese. The oldest part of the fortress was a 5-story keep which gave its name to the fortress as a whole. Sometime following the Battle of Malacca and the occupation of the city by the Dutch, the keep was destroyed, but the outer walls of the fortress were reinforced. However, in 18th century, the British destroyed most of the fortress. The Porta de Santiago, Gateway and the restored Middelburg Bastion are the only parts of the fortress that remains today.
The fortress once consisted of long protective wall and 4 major towers. One of the towers was Afamosa, which is a 4-story that continually rises to a height of 60 meters. Afamosa, which means the famous, was the highest structure in the area from 1512 until the Dutch destroyed it in 1641. Other parts of the fortress included a weapon storage room, the residence of the captain, and an officer's quarters. Within the wall of the protection were also townhouses as well. After the Portuguese were driven from Malacca by the Dutch in 1641, the fort was transferred to them. The name Anno 1670 written on the gate arch indicate that the Dutch rebuilt the gate in 1670. When the Dutch gave the fortress to the British in the late of 70s, it changed hand once again. The fortress changed hand again in the early 19th century when the Dutch handed it over to the British to prevent Malacca from falling into the hand of Napoleon expansionist France. The English, knowing that they would have to return the fort to the Dutch at the end of the Napoleonic Wars, were determined to make the city as useless to the Dutch as possible. They planned to relocate the population and demolish the fort. This nearly happened, but Sir Stamford Raffles, which is the founder of Singapore, persuaded the English to let the residents remain and also prevent the total obliteration of the fort by convincing the English to let one gate remain for history's sake. It is quite possible that in doing this, Raffles spared the remaining historical monument of Malacca as well.
Okay, so hi. What's your name?
My name is Muhammad Nabahan. You can call me Nabahan. Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Selangor. Selangor.
So can I interview you some question?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay, so firstly is what do you think about this place?
I think it's a good place, a historical place where visitors can come and also learn about this historic architecture of this building. Yeah.
Okay, so the second one is do you think the generation now can learn about this historical building?
Yeah, I think generation now should learn because history is something that everyone should learn so that we do not repeat the error in the past. Yeah.
Okay, so the last question is which parts of this building that you like the most?
I think I like this inside of the Afamosa because even in the outside we just see the building is just old, but if we go inside you can see that the architecture of itself is quite amazing lah, how they do it.
So interesting. So thank you for lending me your time.
So right now we are climbing to the stairs of the Malacca Hill. Let's go.
So here we are at St. Paul Church. So St. Paul Church was stand in the peak of Malacca Hills. The site was originally built in 1521 by the Portuguese captain named Duarte Colho in the gratitude of Virgin Mary for saving his life in South China Sea. It was originally named as Nossa Senhora, which means Our Lady of the Hills. The church was rebuilt in 1548 after it was transferred to the Society of Jesus. Society of Jesus. Received by Francis Xavier and then renamed as Church of the Mother of the Gods. After the Dutch colonization of Malacca, the church was again renamed as St. Paul's Church. It remained as the main church for Dutch community until the Christ Church, the Red Church, complete in 1783. Then, the church being abandoned and then the hillside become the graveyard for the Dutch community. Later, when the British come and took over Malacca, the church was used as the warehouse for the British soldiers.
So as you can see, there are many tourists come here from all over places to visit this St. Paul Hill or Malacca Hill. This showed that this place is very popular among local people and even among the foreigners. Many kindergartens or schools choose Malacca Hill as one of the places to visit because of the meaningful knowledge and information that they can learn from here. Thus, since there are many tourists here, let's have some interview with them.
Hello, so hi. So what's your name, sir?
My name is Daniel.
Oh. So where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Spain. Okay. The first question is, how do you know Malacca?
I was a sailor, so the first time I know Malacca was because I crossed the strait here, so in my job.
Oh. The second question is about why do you choose Malacca as one of your destination for your holiday?
I chose Malacca because it was on our way to Indonesia, so we stopped in Kuala Lumpur, so we were close to here, so we came here.
Alright, the last one is, will you recommend this Malaysia or Malacca to the other tourists in the world?
Yes, of course, it's amazing. It's an amazing place, so for sure, you have to come here.
So, thank you very much. Alright. So, the site was originally the Annunciation Church during the Portuguese era, and it became the church on the top of the hill during the Dutch era. Most of the epitaphs on the tombstone are records of individuals with Dutch ethnicity who live in Malacca, and some were of Portuguese ethnicity from earlier periods. Let's go.
Next, I'll share a bit story about Saint Francis Xavier. Saint Francis Xavier is one of the greatest Roman Catholic missionaries. In 1552, he set sail to begin the first Christian mission in China. However, when he arrived, he was not permitted to land on the mainland. He is on the island near the canton for 3 months in an attempt to get access to the country. Unfortunately, Saint Francis had a fever on a desolated island in the Bay of Canton, China. And he died on 3 December 1552 and was initially buried on the shore of the Shanchuan Island, China. Then, in February 1553, his body was removed from this island and then buried temporarily in St. Paul's Church in Portuguese Malacca on 22nd March 1553. The body of St. Francis was buried here for 9 months while waiting for the change of monsoon winds to allow the body to be taken to the Goa, India. So, this former burial ground has been closed for safety. So, this is the statue of Saint Francis Xavier that I mentioned before.
So, Malacca Hills was previously known as the St. Paul's Hills. During the Dutch colonization era, the site was named as St. Paul's Hills, just like the church named. However, before the Dutch come, the hills was originally named as Malacca Hills. It is stated in the many historical records that this is originally as Malacca Hills. So the government decided to rename the hills from St. Paul's Hills to Malacca Hills again.
The area on the hillside that surrounding the church are the mixture of Dutch and British graveyard. One of the vault even contained the 6 family members who died in the short period of time. There is more graveyard on the side of the hill, but we didn't manage to get in due to the renovation of the site. Because the church is one of the main attractions in Malacca, there are many vendors selling merch, food, water at the outside of the church. People can buy a souvenir here as a token of memory. After we have done and conclude the video, we decide to get some refreshment like chendol and ice cream nearby the clock tower of the great church.
So right now we want to go to the chendol. Let's go! Let's go! So today, where are we, Nasrul?
So, we are at the Melaka Sultanate Palace Museum. Let's go.
The Melaka Sultanate Palace is one of the cultural museums which showcase the history of the region. It was constructed in 1984 and made up by hardwood, bullion wood and wooden pegs. The museum showcases more than 1,200 items of Melaka's past. There are items include photograph, weaponry, drawings, musical instruments and gifts from foreign emissaries.
So, this is the seating arrangement of the King's Audience Hall. So, Shura, what is the purpose of the King's Audience Hall?
So, the audience hall was a place where the subjects rendered and good faithful to a state were honored. And sometimes even the royal feast also held in this hall. The audience hall of the Sultanate era also functioned as a multi-purpose hall to reflect the grandeur of the administrative system.
So, this is the King Audience Hall. The Sultan's bedchamber was a highly restricted place reserved for only the Sultan of Melaka. One could only enter it with the Sultan's consent. Even the Queen did not have the freedom to enter it unless allowed by the Sultan.
So the costumes on the left are kurung teluk belanga and the other pair of costumes are baju kurung cekak musang. Next is the coronation costumes in light yellow colour which is used especially for royal ceremonies. And the two gold costumes are the official costumes of the Sultan and Sultanah on the King's coronation day.
The Melaka Sultanate Palace Museum reveals a story that spans throughout the glorious time of Melaka known worldwide. The interesting story involves Melaka warriors like Hang Tuah and Hang Jebat, making the atmosphere here more real. This well-written tale comes to life with statues and sculptures, making the experience even more thrilling to the audience.
Therefore, the video comes to the end when the behind-the-scenes footage plays. We are very grateful and big thanks to Ms. Nurlida for giving us opportunity to carry out this task which give us lot of benefits. It is not only can contribute to our career marks but also can strengthen our friendships and create tons of epic memories. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching.
It's not rocket science.